Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to another Doctor Who video. Now, today I'm going to be discussing why I am pretty certain, okay, not 100%, but willing to put money on the fact that this Doctor Who 60th anniversary, in some roundabout way, is going to be a multi-Doctor story. So strap yourselves in and hop on the theory train, because we're doing that today. I didn't really think that intro through. Also, please like, comment, subscribe and share. I know it's early in the video, but why not? Get it out of the way now. It's become a regular occurrence for every big Doctor Who anniversary there to be a multi-Doctor special, whether that be the 10th anniversary in the 3 Doctors all the way back in 1973, or the 20th anniversary of the 5 Doctors. We say 5 Doctors, it was kind of 4-ish Doctors, but technically 3-ish Doctors, because Richard Hurdnall and Tom Baker was just off vibing. Then for the 40th anniversary, there was this whole other thing considered called the Dark Dimension, which just never happened. But it's not too dissimilar to the 60th we've got, because they proposed bringing back Tom Baker as the Doctor, even though he's older, and that's a whole other video in and of itself. And then we have Dimensions in Time, everybody's favourite Doctor Who anniversary special, which is quite frankly bizarre. The end of the classic era, just what was going on? It's a bop though. And then more recently we have the 50th anniversary, which obviously was once again a multi-Doctor story. So the question is the 60th going to break this tradition? Well, what do we already know about the 60th? I'll run through this quickly because if you're a fan of this channel or a fan of Doctor Who in general, you already know this. But we know that David Tennant is back playing the 14th Doctor, not the 10th Doctor. We know that Donna Noble is back. Now this is Donna Noble 15 years later, as she's got a 14-year-old daughter called Rose. We know that she's still with her husband Sean. We know that Wilfred Mott, her grandfather's in this episode, and that the girl boss slash very angry woman, Sylvia Noble, is back. But I hear you cry, where are all the other Doctors? Doctor in distress. The other day, this sonic screwdriver, which is the 14th Doctor's sonic screwdriver, that's what it's officially called, the 14th Doctor's sonic screwdriver, was announced. Now, it did get me thinking, okay? Let's just have a look at the design of this thing. It's undeniable that this Sonic takes inspiration from a lot of other sonic screwdrivers, and specifically, let's start at the bottom. That is the colour scheme, and very reminiscent of Matt Smith's sonic screwdriver, the little black handle leather bit there, but the bottom is the shape of the 12th Doctor's sonic screwdriver, just with the Matt Smith era colours. Then going up the handle, we've got the 10th/9th Doctor's sort of crackled weird effect. Then you could argue that this silver is like the Sheffield steel of the 13th Doctor's sonic screwdriver, and I'll admit that one is a little bit of a stretch. But I mean, the clawy things are definitely very reminiscent of the 11th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. And then the top emitter, once again, it sort of harkens back to the 12th Doctor's, and the blue colouring is once again like the 9th and 10th Doctor's screwdrivers. I suppose you could also argue that the little bulb on top is kind of like the War Doctor's sonic screwdriver. But yeah, this screwdriver seems to be an amalgamation of New Who Doctor's screwdrivers. Now, why is that? We know that something's gone wrong with the 14th Doctor's regeneration. It's made a point of in the marketing and in the trailers. But what if it's not just David Tennant's face that comes back? What if, momentarily, kind of like Dimensions in Time, but not crap. Sorry, Dimension in Time lovers out there, I know there's a few of you. But what if the Doctor is degenerating and has little bursts or a couple of scenes where David Tennant's 14th Doctor turns into Matt Smith's 14th Doctor, or Peter Capaldi's 14th Doctor, or, okay, this is a dream, a stretch, but Christopher Eccleston's 14th Doctor. Or, I don't know whether it would just completely undercut the dramatic weight of her recent departure, but Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor. Now, it's been pointed out by quite a few users on Twitter before. I can't find the exact tweet, but I know that Jude over here, go give him a follow. His account's pretty cool if you love Doctor Who. But Jude and a bunch of other people had this theory, right, where let's just look at the 14th Doctor's costume. This tie is like it's a flat end tie, not a triangle tie. I don't know the official terminology, but that tie could easily be tied into a bow tie, which makes the costume reminiscent of Matt Smith, especially if you then remove the blue coat. You've got the waistcoat and the bow tie. Maybe if you then take away the bow tie and put the coat back on, it's kind of Peter Capaldi-esque with the tartan trousers. And I think you get where I'm going with this. This 14th Doctor costume is kind of easily moulded into variations of all the modern Who Doctors' clothing. Also, it's worth noting that at the time of filming the 60th anniversary special, Peter Capaldi was in London when they were filming in Camden Market. He said it was for another project. Rachel Talalay, the director of that episode, posted a selfie with him, but would they be posting a selfie if he was in the episode? Because surely that ruins the surprise. Unless they were pulling a really, really clever double bluff. Also, Matt Smith looked like this for the first time in quite a while. He had his doctory hair, so both of them were around at the time the 60th was being filmed. Even if they don't have major roles, maybe the Doctor briefly degenerates into Capaldi for a little bit, or into Matt Smith for a little bit, because the Sonic and the costume could easily be adapted to be their respective things. And this would be a really clever and unique way of celebrating the 60th anniversary and doing a multi-Doctor story without actually having to do the same old, oh, the Doctors all meet, Doctors all team up to do this. Which, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that. It's one of my favourite things Doctor Who can do. But for the 60th, why not try something new like this? Now, even if that isn't the case, because that is a relatively wild theory and I don't want people's hopes and expectations to go running away with them, because don't get me wrong, this is probably just a conspiracy theory. It's probably wrong. Don't assume Matt Smith and Capaldi are in the episode. Matt Smith said he'd be up for it. Capaldi has outwardly said, no, I'm done with Doctor Who. So yeah, make of that what you will. But why it will still be multi-Doctor, even if that isn't the case, is the fact that we know nothing about Special 2, Wild Blue Yonder. And we know that Russell said in Doctor Who magazine the original title for that episode would have given away exactly what happens. Maybe the original title had something to do with degeneration, maybe it had something to do with multi-Doctors, but what we do know, and this is kind of a leak, is that Yasmin Finney shares a scene with Ncuti Gatwa. From what we know, Yasmin Finney is not in Series 14, but she is in the 60th anniversary special. So this begs the question of, when in the special, unless right at the end, does Ncuti Gatwa get to share the screen with Yasmin Finney? And I propose to you, it's a special like Wild Blue Yonder. Before Series 14 had even started filming, we'd seen this clip of Ncuti Gatwa in the trailer.
Someone tell me what the hell is going on here?
Now, adding to the costume theory I talked about earlier, he seems to be wearing the 14th Doctor's costume, but with the unbuttoned thing and then the tie done completely loose. So what if he sort of degenerates through and Ncuti's incarnation is trying to burst his way through to get his face shown because he is the right path, but someone like Neil Patrick Harris's Celestial Toymaker has corrupted the Doctor's regenerations. Now, this theory holds even more weight because the original plan, looking back 60-odd years ago, the original plan for changing William Hartnell into Patrick Troughton, this got scrapped by the way, but this is what was going to happen before regeneration came up, was that the Celestial Toymaker changed round the Doctor's appearance. He had the power to do this because he's a sort of god eternal thing. And Russell himself has said that he's harkening back to the 60-year history of Doctor Who. This would also put to rest a load of concerns people have for, oh no, Russell's only celebrating his era, Russell's only celebrating Series 4. What if we do have a bunch of Doctors, including a future Doctor, in that being Ncuti Gatwa, all in this episode, or episodes? Also, let's go into leak territory. If you don't want leaks, get out. But it was apparently, this is not confirmed, but apparently leaked that there's a scene with two TARDISes, David Tennant's TARDIS, Ncuti Gatwa's TARDIS, and the two Doctors, and they're having a little bit of a back and forth, and Bonnie Langford's Mel was also on set, and I mean, we've had it confirmed recently that Bonnie Langford is coming back to Doctor Who, so it's all kind of starting to add up. Even if maybe we don't see Matt Smith or Capaldi, I am pretty sure we'll get scenes of David Tennant's 14th Doctor interacting with Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor. Now, this is also a minor thing, but Ncuti's never been given a number by any official press release from the BBC. He's just the Doctor. I don't know whether that adds to the theory or anything, but it's interesting. But yeah, I reckon maybe Wild Blue Yonder and maybe a bit of episode 3, because we've barely seen any of those. They kind of set up the 15th Doctor and maybe a bit of the new cast. Maybe we'll get Millie Gibson in there at some point. But then again, Russell did say ages ago, I don't know where the quote is, but I saw it from, I think it was a Doctor Who magazine from years back, but Russell did say he doesn't particularly like multi-Doctor stories because he feels that the Doctor's sort of always kind of ish the same person, so it doesn't kind of hold that dramatic weight he wants. But if this theory is true, it expands on that in a really interesting way without doing something we've seen before. But yeah, that's just a theory. A film and television Disney Plus theory. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and your theories in the comments down below. Do you think this is going to happen? Do you think there's going to be a multi-Doctor special, even if it's in a tiny form? Let me know in the comments, and I need to take a breath. Goodbye.